Welcome to your tour of the Ladies Who Crunch app. We're going to do a quick introduction to the brand for those of you who are not familiar. I'm going to take you through all the features on the app, which is why you're here. Give you a couple of reasons why I think it's a great investment. And then for Q&A, for those of you who are obviously listening to this on kind of catch up, so sorry again if you missed it last night, then you can email me, DM me on Instagram, and also super happy to jump on a call if you've got specific questions that are not answered. So let's just go back in time to when Ladies Who Crunch first started, which was incredibly June 2020. We started as a very small community in lockdown, run by me, Nancy Best. I'm the founder. We have now expanded the team. So in May 2021, Fran came on board as our yoga and breathwork expert. In October 2021 of that year, we had our first in-person community event, and 45 women came together in Exmouth Market in London to kind of celebrate and get to know each other, because we'd of course all been remote for such a long time. In July 2022, I got Charlotte on board as our sort of guest nutritionist and head of all things recipes and cook-along content. April 2023, Beth came on board as our community manager, and she is exceptional at making sure all of our community have a flawless experience, whether it comes to guides, the tech interface, just making it all run really smoothly from a back end perspective. Chloe joined in April 2024, and over a year ago. She is head of conditioning. So all of her classes are really spicy, really dynamic. And then Rod came on board in September of last year, and he is head of bar. So his style of bar is brilliant because it's very varied. If you've done his classes before, you might have come across him through brands like Cycle. He's got a very specific signature way of doing it, and it's certainly effective, if not horrendously hard. And then in October 2025, which is where we are now, we have just launched our new app, which lots of the existing community have transitioned into. It's an opt-in option, so no one's forced to. Lots of people are still in the old portal as well, but this is our new future, and I would love to welcome you there as well. So, what does it offer and why does it matter? Well, the brand Ladies Who Crunch really stands for integrity. I'm big on reading research papers, sharing that information with you guys, and making sure that everything I'm recommended is truly backed by science and not just kind of clickbait and, a quick win on social media, if you like. I'm also obsessed about building habits and helping you guys have the toolkit to really thrive in all elements of your life. The women that I serve, exercise is an important part of their life, but it's not the only thing in their life. So you need solutions that can really fit around all of your other commitments. And then lastly, variety is the spice of life. If you're doing the same thing every day, you're going to get really bored. So I really want to build a whole network of options for you, which I think the app offers, in a really powerful way, so that there's always something new to kind of keep you on your toes, keep you progressing, and keep you motivated. We built the app from insights that came from the last Ladies Who Crunch survey. And I do these regularly because I really want to make sure that whatever I'm doing ties in with your life. And it's easy sometimes when you're in the industry to kind of get caught up in what you think is going to work, but actually you guys are the voice of the brand. So this is what we heard and kind of where we started. You're really busy and you don't want to have complicated routes to get exercise into your day. You're also feeling the squeeze, everything in life's getting more expensive, whether that's transport, eating out, holidays, and then, stuff like exercise is also becoming more of a luxury than it used to be. And the cost of a single studio class, particularly if you're based in a big city in the UK, is becoming increasingly expensive. You also want to have flexibility. So if you have a job that, means you travel a lot, you're away from home, you want to have classes that you can just slot in, whether that's body weight, bands, even just like using a chair, in a hotel room. And also, it was really interesting. People find challenges really important when they've been out of their rhythm with exercise. They're kind of the key way that people told us they get back into their Ladies Who Crunch flow again. So I wanted to make sure that challenges, rather than being a kind of one-off moment, they're always available for you to come back to when you need that boost. So let's look at the app, guys. Drum roll. Okay, so lots of you will have seen this graphic already, and I'm literally going to take you through step by step everything that is in our app. So we start, of course, with the home page, and you can see at the bottom there are 5 tabs. If you look at that graphic on the right, we've got home, move, connect, read, and account. And like I said, I'm going to take you through all of them. But home essentially brings all of the newest content into one page for you. So you can make sure that you're keeping on top of all the new stuff that's being added all the time across recipes, across the move library, which I'm going to show you in a minute, across the blog section. And if there's any new challenges that have been added to the app, they will come onto the homepage here too. Once you click on a piece of content, it will then take you through to where that is in its kind of home in the app at another section. But it's also really worth knowing that if you heart, see that little white heart, again, you can see it on all the content. If you heart something, it will pull through to your favorites. And that's really useful because if you see something on the homepage that you like, but perhaps you don't have time to do it just yet, or you want to come back to read a blog on your commute, you can save it to your favorites and it will be there for when it's the right time for you to take a proper look. So next tab along from home is move. And this is separated into two different categories. On the left, we've got challenges, and this is what I'm going to show you now. So these are our signature programs that you follow along in a step-by-step process. We've currently got 3 on the app, and we'll be adding to these over the next few months. Solo workout programs are a new addition to Ladies Who Crunch. I'm super excited about these. They are written programs that you can do in the gym, literally step by step, how many rounds, how many reps, exactly kind of what you need to do in terms of exercises, but you're not following along training, with a workout video. You're able to listen to your own music, take it at your pace, and, you can also tailor the workouts. If you don't like an exercise I've put in there, you can swap it out for something else. It's really fun because it's done in a course format, so you get a tick when you've completed it. And same with the Glow Challenge and Elevate. So Glow Challenge is our biggest challenge. It combines strength, HIIT, yoga, mobility, and Pilates. And that's a really good thing to start with if you're new to the community and you want to kind of try out different types of movement. And then Elevate is our 30-day Pilates challenge. Again, super popular, and you can follow that in a module. So you go day 1, day 2, day 3, and you have to work through each chronologically, which I think is really helpful because it means you kind of stay accountable and you can't skip ahead until you've done day 2. You then move on to day 3. Now, these are available to purchase as individual challenges, but if you become a subscriber, they are available to you all the time, totally free as part of your membership. On the second part of the Move library, we have, on the second part of the Move tab, we have the Move library. So this is the holy Bible of everything exercise within the app, and it's all in individual categories. So it's kind of neatly organized. It's really straightforward. You can use the search bar when you go into the Move library, and you could type in strength and it will pull through all the categories that have got the word strength in. Likewise, you could type in bar and it will bring that tab up and that collection straight away. Once you then click into that particular collection, so let's say, for example, in this one I've got here, I've gone into Pilates, and then I've typed in 45, it will give you all of the classes that are 45 minutes. So you'll see that each class has been labeled and tagged with like the timings and the title of the class. So again, it just means you save time, which comes back to that insight people gave us, which is they are time poor and they need things nice and quickly. So you can filter 20, 30, 35, and 45-minute sessions. Again, use that white heart. So if you see something that you like, and again, you want to come back to it, you can pull it through to your favorites. And I'm going to show you your favorite section later on. So hopefully this will mean A, you try new things, but B, you're always seeing that there is fresh content being added and you will always be on your toes. Next up, we've got the Connect tab, and this is kind of the hub of our community. It's where every Monday I share a motivational voice note, something to set you up for the week. We have polls. I will be putting up podcast episodes if I've been, interviewed or Chloe's been interviewed, and we want to share that with you guys. It's also a great way to find out what, timings work if we do a community event, what you'd like to see. It's also where we'll be sharing all the new content. So we do like a monthly calendar of all the new drops. So again, you kind of know what's coming and you can keep an eye open for particular, classes that you want to do again, or it's just a really nice way to keep in touch. However, you don't have to participate in this section of the app. It's completely up to you. Some people come in the app, they just want to do their training and do their, recipes and kind of head out. Some people really like this element of engagement. So it's completely up to you. But this is our hub if you would like to be part of that. Then we've got the read section. Again, this is separated into 2 sections. So read is on the left, which is what I'm going to show you now. And this is basically our blog section. So these are really bite-sized educational reads written by me or one of the guest contributors. And it's on topics that I know come up a lot, I get asked about. everything from kind of hormonal health, pre and postnatal strength, immunity, mental resilience, mindset, everything, that kind of aligns with the Ladies Who Crunch ethos. You will find some tips and tricks in these blogs. Again, the white heart is there so you can pull through to favorites if you see something that you don't have time to read right now. And I'm also going to be asking you to submit topics and issues or questions that you have so that we can answer these in the blog section. The other part of the read tab in the app is recipes. So all of these are designed by a qualified nutritionist who's called Charlotte. You can find her on Instagram. She's brilliant and has worked with us since 2022. And everything again is kind of in its clear categories. So fish, meat, vegetarian. She's actually at the moment doing a big breakfast recipe series for us. And you can see there on the right, she's got, ingredients, and you click on that and it gives you everything you need to know, and then directions, and it's just step-by-step written guidance. So you can, make that recipe for you and your family. There are also cook-along videos, which are confusingly under the Move library, under cook-alongs. It's just because of the way the app is programmed in terms of like what's video versus written content. That's why it's in the Move section. But if you want to, cook along with her, there's some brilliant videos there. I've, been kind of really seeing myself the benefit of doing that with her. Sometimes more complicated recipes, you might want to have her, in your ear doing it step by step together. Then we've got your account tab, and this is the most important bit in terms of things like your favorites section. So you can see on the left, if you click on favorites, this will then have in the different categories, all of the things that you've hearted will pull through. And you can also unheart something. So if you've read a blog, you've saved it to your favorites, and now you don't want to, have it in there anymore, you just unheart it and it will pull out and go back, to the folder, and your favorites will be clean again. We also have a notes tab, and I think this is really useful because it's a private tab that only you can see. So none of that data will be shared with those of us who are in the back end of the app. It's totally private to you. And you could write goals, you could write your workout performance. If you're doing things like an EMOM, which is every minute on the minute, and you need to track your results, that's a great place to put those figures. You can also set some individual goals. I've got some here as an example, 3 Pilates a week, packed lunch every Monday, just little things that kind of keep your holistic health on track. And it's something you can come back and check on whenever you need to. We also have a referral section in your account tab, and this is going to be fundamental to Ladies Who Crunch growing and making sure our community stays really successful and engaged. If you have a friend, a sister, a colleague that you think would love Ladies Who Crunch, you can share your unique referral link with them, and you basically accumulate points in the same way you would with like a Nexa card or I don't know, Tesco Club card. Essentially it's giving you points that then you can use against the value of your membership. So you're essentially saving money long term. And of course, the more referrals you make, the more money you're going to save. And that is all under your accounts tab. It's really straightforward, but of course, drop me a line if you've got any questions on that. So that's the behind the scenes full view of everything that is in the app. But I want to give you 5 reasons why I think it is a no-brainer to start your 7-day free trial. So we have over 20 different movement methods in that movement library I showed you. I mean, there's only literally one screenshot in this presentation. There is so much in there. In fact, there is so much content, this is point number 2, that you could start this week doing 5 classes a week for a year, and you would never have to do the same class twice. Of course, you may want to do the same class twice. You may find certain classes that you adore and you want to repeat, which is ace. But just so you know, the volume of content in the app is so big that you could do 5 sessions a week and you would not have to repeat a class again. You also, as I mentioned, have access to challenges whenever you need to. There's no extra cost for you as a subscriber. Individually, for example, the Glow Challenge is almost £120, I think, to buy as an individual purchase. So you're saving a lot of money if you become a subscriber because you've got it whenever you'd like it. I also think the fact that this app is taking a much more 360 approach to your well-being is pretty unique. There's not many apps out there when it comes to female fitness that will give you education, they will give you nutrition, they will give you workouts, they will help you really understand your body in a much more holistic way than just, bums and tums classes or, shred in 12 weeks. I really hope that you will realize quite quickly how much we're going to be investing in giving you fresh, valuable, research-led content all of the time. And I think that is what is going to help this app really set itself apart in the industry. And then lastly, this is the best value product I've ever offered since I started my business over 5 years ago. We've got tiered systems so that if you commit to an annual membership, your price is the lowest, that's the best value. But even the monthly membership, it used to be £50 a month, it's dropping now to 35. So hopefully that's going to feel like a positive change if you're somebody who's perhaps found the price before a little bit restrictive. So I mentioned pricing. Let's just have a look at what that looks like. So £35 a month if you do a monthly direct debit. If you pay for 3 months upfront, which is a quarterly membership, it works out as £32 a month. And then for the best value, if you did a single annual payment, it works out at £29 per month, which is, in my opinion, incredible value. So referrals essentially is a points-based system. I mentioned this earlier, but if one of your friends was to do a monthly membership, you get 10 points. If they do quarterly, you get 25. And if they do an annual payment, you get 50 referral points like that in your account. Just to let you know, they have to go past their 7-day free trial before your points will be added to your account. But we've tested it, it does work, and people are already making successful referrals in the app. So if you're buzzing, you like the sound of this and it feels like it's right for you, then what you're going to do is go onto the Ladies Who Crunch website. I'll send you a link in this email as well. You're going to choose which membership tier is right for you. Lots of people at the moment are just doing monthly as they kind of find their feet, test things out, which makes complete sense. You will get an email confirming once your payment has been processed. You then go to the App Store and you type in Ladies Who Crunch into the App Store or Google Play if you've got an Android. You download the app to your device, and then it will invite you to either sign up or log in. It's really important that you go for the login option, not sign up, because you will have already signed up in my website. If you do sign up again in the App Store, unfortunately, you will be charged twice. Now, of course, we can sort that out, but you don't need any more admin. So let's just try and get it right first time. Then you log in, it should immediately unlock. There'll be no paywalls on anything. You'll be able to see everything within the app. You can play around in the move library. You can start saving things to your favorites. Come and hang out with us in the Connect tab. And yeah, just find whatever you need. Couple of watch outs. So I mentioned earlier, don't duplicate sign-ups. Otherwise, you will possibly be charged twice. Also, just to let you know, your login details are affiliated with a device. Now, if you have an iPad and a phone, those two can be used in tandem. But if you give your login details to another user who has a separate device, both of you will be locked out. So don't do that. Refer them instead, and you'll still get tons of points and benefits. If you leave a comment on a workout video within the Move library, sometimes those comments can take a little bit of a while for us as the coaching team to get notified. So if you've got immediate questions that you want answers to, the best thing to do is to post questions under the Connect tab and we can come back to you straight away. If it's something like, I love that class, when are we going to get more? Then absolutely leave it on the workout tab. But if it's something like a question about perhaps the form or you're feeling, like your back's not feeling good or there's something sort of more technical and specific, I would go to Connect and then I can respond to you straight away. And then, of course, the URL for the website version of the Ladies Who Crunch app is the same as it always has been. So if you've got that already in your browsing history, it's www.ladieswhocrunch.co.uk. The app doesn't change anything. Just head to the same URL as before. And these are just a couple of the amazing reviews that we've had so far. I mean, we only launched a couple of weeks ago, and I cannot tell you how amazing everybody, has kind of been experiencing this app so far. It's been a lot of work, it's real kind of pride and joy moment for me, but it just makes me so happy that you guys are loving it. And I can't wait to welcome even more of you who are listening to this. If you have got any questions, as I said, please email me. You can DM me on Instagram. I'll try and come back to you as quickly as I can. But also, the best way I think to find out if you've got any questions is to go into the app and kind of get to know it. And then from there, of course, we're always here to help. I've got the most amazing team of experts who just want you to find a rhythm and a routine and build a habit with exercise. So thank you for listening. I hope this was useful and maybe see you there.